Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. Yes, this is a sequel to the original from 1990. This is 1992. It's 2 hours long, a little bit longer than the original, but it's got Kevin up against a whole lot more adversaries. But Marv and Harry still show up. Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci. Um, it's a rematch. It's essentially the same exact film in structure. Uh, it's directed by the same guys. It's produced and written by the same guys. John Hughes produced and wrote this film, as he did the first one. He is, the guy behind Breakfast Club and Pretty in Pink and pretty much all those iconic teenage comedy uh, drama kind of films. He's kind of an icon for that reason. But he also made Home Alone 2 and Home Alone 1, and I don't know if he did Home Alone 3, but we'll find out tomorrow. And Chris Columbus. He's not the explorer. Chris Columbus, who also is a guy who you might know him as directing the first two Harry Potter films. Chris Columbus directed this and the previous film. And yeah, it's I, I, beyond the setting being different, pretty much beat for beat. This movie is mostly exactly the same. There's chaos at the beginning. Everybody's confused. They're all rushing to the airport, rushing to prepare, and then they all wake up late and they rush to the airport. They're running. Kevin is with them, but he gets separated and ends up on a plane to New York instead of Florida, where everybody else in the family is going. So, once upon getting there, realizing it, he's got his dad's bag, which gives him access to clothing that doesn't fit him and credit card. So, and I guess there was cash as well at some point. So he he's able to check into the fanciest hotel, the Plaza, in New York City. One of the fanciest. We know there's others, but it's a Richie Rich kind of hotel, right along the park. So he makes his way there. He finagles his way into a very nice suite, pretending to be a dumb little kid who just doesn't know how to do anything. But he scams pretty much everybody, including Tim Curry as the concierge. Rob Schneider as the bellhop. It's adorable. It's cute. We're just like, this kid. If you, I'm almost afraid to see what Kevin is able to do as an adult, because he seems wide-eyed and innocent half the time, but he also knows how to weasel all sorts of people with his kid-like charm. His who me? I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm just a kid kind of attitude. And then also his ability to make up traps and booby traps and weaponize all sorts of things at 10. Because, yeah, beyond having to mess with Tim Curry and Rob Schneider and everybody else and the staff, using again now this time a portable audio recorder instead of the VCR playing his gangster movies that he loves so much. The same gangster, by the way, he gets to record, and somehow he knows how to play just the right thing at the right moment. He knows how somebody's going to react. He's kind of a genius. Kevin is a genius. Um, he's as much of a genius as Marv and Harry are idiots. And if you thought they went through a lot of abuse in the first one, Daniel Stern takes most of it. Daniel Stern, so many bricks to the face, so many just. The story, if this was real life, the story at the end of this movie would be child repeatedly kills two ex-cons, or current cons, two attempted murderers, re-kills attempted murder. And thieves. Like, these men should have died many times over. Like, Home Alone 3 should have been him at like 15 and like not just Marvin Harry, but like every other actor who can play like a dumb guy. Like there should be like 50 of them. It would should be like one of those uh, like Chinese tower movie where it's like this one guy versus like a million gangsters all doing kung fu and just martial arts and just machine guns everywhere and doing every possible horrible violent thing, and then him at 15 just taking them all out with like they don't get back up as like these guys do. Like one brick to the face, Daniel Stern should have been dead. Maybe two. He took like five. So, so yeah, it's this is a cartoon. Again, it's Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. It's Bugs Bunny. It's all these things. So yeah, it's not meant to be taken seriously. It's a kids movie. It's a family movie, and we all learn about ourselves and how we need family and everything else. Again, just like in the last film, he meets a stranger. In this case, instead of his neighbor, who supposedly is a creepy old murdering man, he meets a homeless lady who has lots of pigeons, and she's Irish, and she's also the same woman who played Mike Myers' mom in So I Married an Axe Murderer, like a year or two later. So, just a little kind of thing. If you, I think it's his mom. I think it was his mom. Either way, she's Scottish in that one, I imagine, not Irish. But of course, he shows her a part of New York. She shows him a part of New York that he doesn't get to see. And again, after on his own, like I said earlier, on his own, he does the whole tourist thing on foot. Apparently, I'm not sure the kid would know how to use the subway properly or even hail down a cab. Although he does, by toward the end of the film, he does know how to hail a taxi, like taxi, not just taxi, taxi. He does it right. He knows how to do it the New York way. It's kind of weird. Uh, so he spent a whole 3 days there maybe. But yeah, he's down at Battery Park. He's looking at the Statue of Liberty from through the things. He's World Trade Center. I didn't look away for that entire scene with the World Trade Center because you see him walking up to it, and you see him on top and just looking at everything around the tallest buildings in New York City at the time. And 11 years later, they'd be gone. But it's kind of when you see him in a movie like that, you kind of shouldn't look away. It's kind of, at least I shouldn't. At least I didn't, I should say. But yeah, he does. He starts at Radio City. He's down in Chinatown buying fireworks, of course. Um, he's Battery Park. He's all over the place, and eventually back at the plaza. He ends up at the plaza up in, and at another point he's at 30 Rock. So he seems to adapt to New York really well for being a Chicago kid. Or Winnetka is where his house supposedly is, according to the tag in his luggage. But yeah, I mean, the whole cast is there from before. Even his brother Kieran Culkin shows up at some point, but I can't remember who he is. He might have just been another one of the kids. I don't know. Catherine O'Hara plays the mom, who's also once again distressed at somehow losing her son on Christmas again. Thankfully, it was much easier to get to New York from Florida than it was from France, but whatever. Buzz is a jerk again. His dad, John Hurd, plays Peter, his dad, and his creepy, weird Uncle Frank, Jerry Bammon, yeah. So all the things, and of course we have about 27 minutes into the film, a certain future president shows up for a second. He has one line, so it's good to get that out of the way early. So he would have charged the kid if it was real life for directions. Just doesn't seem realistic. That's the most totally took me out of the film. That was the least realistic thing in the entire movie. Anyway, yeah, it builds to the big confrontation at the end. Kevin is also invested in doing a good deed, a mission to save this toy store where the nice owner donates all the money from Christmas Eve to a children's hospital. And Kevin's taken by that, and he wants to help out the guy when he finds out that Marv and Harry are going to rob it. And of course, he leads them to a home somewhere in the city. I'm not really exactly sure where. It seems like Hell's Kitchen. I don't know. But he leads them to a house that belongs to his uncle, another one of his uncles, who happened to not be there. And it's under construction, and it's a perfect setup. Seriously, he would have murdered these men many times over. It's just that. If Macaulay, if you're watching this, please make another Home Alone, but as an adult, and just John Wick it. Just John Wick the hell out of it. See what happens. I mean, even if it's just like a 10-minute short, that would be hilarious. I think somebody did. He's did a commercial and stuff. He's done TV commercials in the character of Kevin, but come on, Macaulay. John Wick, Kevin McAllister. Just my idea. Maybe somebody else has already thought of it. I don't know, but yeah. Or at least have John Wick show up and help you out, or you help him out, one way or the other. Considering that John Wick 2 or 3, he was in New York City and he made it from the New York Public Library to Chinatown in 5 minutes. That's a no. That does not happen. That's not possible unless you can fly. Anyway, that's Home Alone 2. If you saw Home Alone 1, this is just twice as much and longer. Now, with Home Alone 3 tomorrow, I have no idea what we're in for. We do not have Kevin McAllister. We have a whole new kid, and I'm pretty sure it's got a late 90s sensibility, or 2000s, I don't know. I don't know what. I honestly don't know what to make of the next one. So it's going to be a rehash, I'm sure, with silly, funny, slapsticky pranks and booby traps. We'll see. I've never seen it before. I've seen these two. Never saw that before. But hey, it's time to try new things. I guess I'll see you back here tomorrow with Home Alone 3 on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you then.